Good morning, boys and girls. And I also welcome everyone that's not physically here, that's just watching us. Okay, I'm first going to go through the scope of this exam. Just remember, this is for Free State. It can differ from province to province, but this is now for Free State learners. Okay, for the Free State learners, you know your March test is going to be on the 19th of March. It's unfortunately on a Thursday. It's not on over a weekend. That's unfortunate, but that is the timetable that we got from the exam department on the 19th of March. You will see the marks will be 100 marks and it will be 2 hours. Okay, now, boys and girls, please use your time wisely. In grade 10 and 11, you have a lot of time and then you count all the tiles in the hall and everything. There's no such time in grade 12. If you drop your pen, you're not going to finish. So it's very important, please use your time wisely. You have more or less 1.2 minutes per mark. But take it, if it counts 10 marks, you just have 10 minutes so that in the end you have time to go back to the ones that you didn't fill in. Now, if you look at your scope of work, more or less 20 marks for each of them. There will be your multiple choice. And you know, your multiple choice counts 20 marks because that is 10 times 2. So 10 multiple choice. And for multiple choice, you really have to know your work. And please don't leave it open. We've just done the remarking of the grade 12 papers, me and Mr. Goosen that was here. And now you leave open a multiple choice. If you don't know the answer, guess one. If you don't have time at the end, make all of them B. Okay. Please don't choose C just because in physical science, we don't like to go with the ordinary. We don't like to be with all. If you don't know the answer, you must choose C. So just for that sake, we don't choose C. Okay. So the chance will be better for answer to be B and D than for A, because A is the first one, and C, not always just because they tell you choose C. So rather choose B or D. So I always tell my learners to leave the multiple choice until the end, because if you see you're going to run out of time, you can just make all of the letters B and get some marks, but you can't do a whole question on organic chemistry in 10 minutes. It's not possible. Okay. So multiple choice is 20 marks, and then all the others one will be plus minus 20, 16, 21, around 20. But now the problem is you must know Newton's laws. Newton's laws, which was done in grade 11, that's part of the scope of the test. So the first question you're going to get. And boys and girls, you must do the revision now. There's not enough time for your teacher to expect to do the revision. So you must work through Newton's laws. You will see in grade 11, you cried about Newton's laws. When you go to grade 12, it's the easiest physics that there can be. Newton's laws, then it is vertical projectile. Okay, so all of them more or less 20 marks, vertical projectile and momentum. Okay, so that means that will be more or less 60% of the paper. Then on the chemistry, there's only organic chemistry now, so it will be name giving. It will be physical properties that I'm going to do just now. Physical properties. And the last one will be the reactions. These reactions, oxidation, addition, elimination, substitution, the reactions. That's all organic chemistry, and that will be more or less 40%. So that means at this stage you only have organic chemistry. So we can only ask organic chemistry. When you get to June, organic chemistry counts half of the paper, 75, actually 78 out of 150. And when you get to September and the end of the year, it's 58 out of 150. So that means it's just more than a third of the paper is just organic chemistry. So boys and girls, what do I want to tell you about that? If you study your organic chemistry, which is learning work, then it means you already passed the paper. If you get full marks for organic chemistry, then you already passed the paper. So it's very important. Organic chemistry is the part of chemistry that counts the most marks. In organic chemistry, there's 3 questions, name giving, physical properties, reactions in the paper. So please go and study it. Those names, you must know them. You can't just suck them out of your tongue and say, okay, today I think this one's name will be. It's not like that. It has a name. The same with you, you has a certain name. Like the teacher can't call you on Monday something else than on Tuesday, than on Wednesday. Okay, so it's important. You must know your study work. That's very important. Okay, so that's the scope of the March test for the Free State, and it is 100 marks. And please, there's no time in grade 12 for redoing something. I didn't do well, so we're going to redo it. There's just not the time. And you know that the March test, at the end of the year, I have to send in your school-based assessment, your SBA marks, to the department, and the March counts 20% of that. 20, 40, 40. So there's no time to waste. So you must start preparing as if you're writing your final exam. You can't just say, okay, June exam, I will do better. September, I will do better. There's not enough time. If you close your eyes and you open it, we're going to be in June. That's how fast this year is going. Okay, so that's your scope of the work. So I'm just going to concentrate today on physical properties of the organic chemistry. Okay, I know, yes. I can't hear you properly. I can't hear you. You're too far away. Please come to the front. I can't hear you there. Or someone else must just ask the question because I can't hear you properly. Yes.
Asking what is the probability of the examiner involving reactions in the patient visit?
Involving
The reactions.
the reactions. The reactions will be in the question paper because it's a new thing now for March from this year.
What grade can I get spent it? Wanna be all those things?
One best. Because it's 111. Okay, she's asking about the reactions. You will see if you work through old March papers, there's no organic reactions in them. That's now a new thing that I put in now because you only written the previous years after COVID. It feels like 2 times, before COVID and after COVID. But after COVID, they didn't put in the reactions because we were still busy with the catch-up plan. So now the reactions, which were only asked June and September, will now be in March as well. That is to improve your marks. That is why they put it now, so that you practice it more until the end of the year. Okay, so it's not just June and September and now you must write your final. So now you have more exercise on doing the reactions. Okay, but that will be next week's lesson. I'm just going to concentrate on physical properties. So if you look at your scope, there's name giving. Sorry, let me just move it down. There's name giving. It's a question, physical properties, reactions. They're usually 1, 2, 3 questions asked in the paper. I didn't set the chemistry part. I'm the at physical science, but the physics part. So I'm a deputy chief marker at the physics. So that's more my speciality but I like the chemistry more, but I'm marking physical science, physics papers now for 25 years already. So it's a long time. That is what I do in December. I mark papers. Okay. Okay, boys and girls, let's look at the physical properties. There's important things about the physical properties. There's 3 definitions that you definitely have to know. And that is boiling point. Okay, now at boiling point, you must start with the temperature. When the vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So if you don't start with the words the temperature, then the whole definition is wrong. It's out of scope. And remember, you get 2 marks or 0. Okay, you can't have half the definition correct. And the other problem is in chemistry, we can't just say, okay, but it's like physics, you just substituted here wrong. You're going to use your wrong answer in the next question and keep on marking. Chemistry, it's either right or wrong. We can't continue marking when it is wrong because you're busy then making a bomb and I ask you to make medicine. Okay, that's 2 different things. So in chemistry, we can't continue marking with your mistake. So that's very important. Okay, so definition, boiling point you must know. You must know melting point. My own daughter was in matric last year, and I just say, just learn boiling point and vapor pressure. The melting point is not that important. Oopsie. Then they ask melting point. Okay, she's still cross with me. Okay, melting point, boiling point, and then the other one, vapor pressure. So please make sure that is the definitions you have to know. There's a lot of other definitions, but that is the ones that you study harder. And you must know them word by word. Because if there's word shortage, then you don't get marks. If you leave out words, if you change the order of the definition, it means something else, then you don't get marks. So please, word for word as it is written there. Okay, boiling point, melting point, vapor pressure, that is your definitions you have to know. Okay, now there's certain things that you must order. So before I start the question, I first want you to write down, we explain how you answer the question. Okay, now you must be able to identify the intermolecular forces. And please don't write, because now you're going to tell me, yes, but in the memos of previous papers, cancel. There's a new panel that started last year. They want you to name the intermolecular forces by name. You can't just write the intermolecular forces. Because it's like to say, the matrix of this school is very naughty. But it's actually just 2 of them, but now all of the matrix is naughty. You must name them. So it's important, you must call them by their names. Intermolecular forces, and you're not allowed to use the abbreviation. You must write out the word in full. Intermolecular forces. Okay, I'm not going to write it now in full just to save time, but you can't just write IMF. Okay. Now they work in clusters. In grade 11, you had 7 intermolecular forces. Luckily for you, the part that we do for the organic chemistry, we only need 3 of them. Okay, if you cluster them, I have the triple A's. I have the triple A's. Do you know what is the triple A's? The triple A's is your alkanes, your alkenes, and your alkoids. Okay, so spelling is very important. That's really important. Me and the chemist had a discussion during the week, and now he asked me what's my problem, what is the medicine I need, because the doctor's handwriting is so terrible. He don't know, because now there's 2 medicines. The one ends in E-N-E and the other one in A-N-E. And the one is a heart for heart disease, the other one is a stomach one. And now if he give me a heart disease and I have a stomach bug, then I'm going to die because I don't need the heart medicine. Okay, so that is very important. This spelling of the names, very important. They call these 3 hydrocarbons because they only contain hydrogen and carbon. Now for them, we need London forces. We need London forces because they are all non-polar molecules, and for non-polar molecules, they have London forces. But now, boys and girls, they only have London forces. All the other molecules, they have their main focus force and they have London forces due to their carbon-hydrogen tail. So they have a main, the primary and the secondary force, but in this case, the only force is London forces. Okay, so your triple A's, London forces. Okay, then you have hake. You know what is hake? It's like a fish. Oh, it's a beautiful fish. You see, I have art. Okay, hake. That is my haloalkanes, my aldehydes, my ketones, and the one that I love most, the esters. Because the esters smell nice, they look nice, because you use esters for colorants, you use them for tasting, so you can prepare fake strawberry flavor or fake peach flavor, that is ester. Or you can make a red colorant or a green colorant, that's all about ester. So that is your ester. And now you know a fish, they swim in water, so they swim in dipool. So the hake, it swims in dipool. Okay. So it's dipole forces. Okay, so for the matrix, I must make a connection to remember it. So the hake swims in dipool. Okay, so that is your dipole forces. And I started with the weak ones. London forces is the weakest forces. And please remember, it is not inside a molecule. It is between 2 molecules. Not inside, between. That word, that preposition is important. Okay, so you can't chase into, through, between. That must be between, because if you say in the molecule, then it's covalent and ionic bonds. Between molecules, you get your intermolecular. Inter means between molecules forces. So little stronger now, my dipole forces. And then the strongest ones are the last ones. That is my A and C. Oops, A and C. That is what is left now of all my homologous series. I have alcohols. And you know, if you say alcohols for the matrix, they're like, yes, it's going to get lacquer here. Something is happening. Okay. Please, boys and girls, you can't drink all the alcohols. You can, but you're going to die. Okay. Just to get you, when you were in lockdown, they say no alcohol for all of you. Okay. So now the alcohols, now they hear hand sanitizer, it contains alcohol. Look, 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 I'm going to drink it. That's not good because the first alcohol is methanol that you call spirits. You can drink spirits if you like to, but it's going to make you blind. Okay, then the one that's drinkable is ethanol, the next one. Then you get the following one that you get propan 1-ol, that's hand sanitizer. But if you make the temperature too hot and the pressure too high, you get propan 2-ol, and that is rocket fuel. Okay, so then you can sanitize your hands on the moon or something. Okay, but so it's very important that you have the correct. So you can't just say alcohol, drinkable. It's not true. Okay, the alcohols, and then I'm just going to leave a space there, and then the carboxylic acids. Okay, the carboxylic acids and the alcohols. Now it's very important. You can't just write hydrogen bonds. You must write one hydrogen bond per molecule. And please remember, a hydrogen bond is not between a carbon and an oxygen. A hydrogen bond is between an oxygen and a hydrogen. So it's between the oxygen of the one molecule and the hydrogen of the other molecule. So if you look at the alcohol, I'm not going to draw the whole part, but there you have the O, there you have the H. The hydrogen part, oxygen, if you look at the electronegativity, oxygen is 3,5, hydrogen is 2,1. Read that from your periodic table. So that means that H is delta positive and the oxygen is delta negative. So that means this negative part of the one molecule must bond with a positive part on another molecule. So that is the part. So there's place for one hydrogen bond per molecule. But if you look at your carboxylic acids, they will be C double bond O with an O and an H. You will see they're not really long written just in one line. They bended molecules, although we write them only as in a single line. The oxygen is 3,5, hydrogen 2,1, and carbon 2,5. So that means that the oxygen will be delta negative, and then it can bond with a positive part on another molecule. This oxygen also delta negative, the hydrogen will be delta positive. So that means the positive part on the one molecule will bond with a negative part on the other molecule. And the negative part will bond with a positive part. Always positive, negative, that must connect. But now, in this case, there is 2 places that I can have hydrogen bonds. So that will be 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule. So according to strength, London forces will be the weakest. Then, little bit stronger dipole-dipole forces, another little bit stronger hydrogen bond, and then you get your 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule, which will be the strongest ones. So in this case, the strength will be on how many there are going to be. So you get weak and strong London forces. You get weak and strong dipole. So for each of them, there's weak and strong, not just between London and dipole, weak and strong. In each of them, there will be strong and weak due to the length of the carbon chain. So the longer the chain, the stronger the forces. So it means if there are more, then they will be stronger. So the strength lies in how many there's going to be. So that is a summary for you of all the forces. So you can just answer London forces, dipole, or hydrogen bonds. But in the hydrogen bonds, you must be specific, otherwise you're not going to get your mark. Now, just important thing. If you have a primary alcohol, let's say I have different primary alcohols, propanol, butanol, pentanol, and so forth. Then it means if they're all primary, their hydrogen bonds will be equal in strength. The difference in boiling points will be then on their tail, and if I increase that carbon tail of them, then it's London forces. Okay, so important. When hydrogen bonds change is when you have a primary, a secondary, or a tertiary alcohol, then you change the strength of your hydrogen bonds. But if they're all primary, then the chain length is about the London forces. So don't just see alcohol and write hydrogen bonds. You must be specific. Okay, the last thing before we look at the questions, if you answer the questions, there's a certain way that you must answer it. And that makes the marking for your teachers also easy. And that also gives you more marks. Because if I see, yes, this guy know what's going on, then it's easier to mark. We don't have the time, boys and girls, to search for marks. And please remember, everything must be written down. Even in the physics. You say, oh no, I multiplied 2 by 3 in my head and just wrote 6. But you didn't hand in your head with the paper. So I can't go and search in your head. So please, the instructions say all calculations must be shown. So everything in explanations must be shown. Because, but what I don't understand, if you don't want to have a new cell phone, you can give good instructions. It must be this color, this mic, this properties, this screen, this what. But now you have to explain science. Now you say, no, what? They will know what's going on. Sorry, we don't know. You must give us proper instructions. Okay, boys and girls, firstly, you must explain something to me about the structure. Okay, and now, please, if you explain it, don't say what is the same. You must tell me how they differ. Now you can have 4 words that you can use there. You can talk about the homologous series. So that means you're going to say A is an alcohol, B is a carboxylic acid. So their homologous series must differ. If they have the same homologous series, then you can talk about the chain length. Or you can talk about the surface area. Okay, now there's a difference between chain length and surface area. Chain length is when you have ethanol, propanol, butanol, pentanol. The length of the chain just increased. That is chain length. The surface area is when you make it it was a long chain and now it makes you methyl groups on the chain. As soon as you add methyl groups, then it's not chain length anymore, then it's surface area. Do you hear? From marking experience, I know this. Okay, so it's important. And then the other one is the molecule size. Now, the molecule size is when you have your halogens. bromine, iodine, chlorine, those fluorine, that's your molecule size. Because then you look at what is the atomic number, and that gives you the amount of electrons. And if there's more electrons, then the size increase. So that molecular size of the molecule size, you use that when you do your haloalkanes. Okay, so you must tell me what is different between the two molecules. And usually you just compare two at a time. You can't just compare all four to two at a time. Okay, so that's your first one. So you're going to write, and please, you're just going to write one sentence at each heading. You're not going to write me an essay. I'm not the English teacher, please. I just want the facts. I don't want all those words that you just put in to make your essay longer. Just give me the facts, please. Okay, structure. Now the intermolecular forces, you must name them. Name the intermolecular forces. So you must say A has London forces, B has dipole-dipole forces. So you can't just say the intermolecular forces are stronger. Which ones are you talking about? Okay, so intermolecular forces, and please, you must write out the word, no abbreviations. And then the last one, you're going to write me about the energy and strength. So now you must make a comparison. This force is stronger than this one, more energy is needed. So you're going to write about the strength of the intermolecular force, which you write by name, and then you're going to say more or less energy. Okay, now the important words there, more or less energy is needed to overcome. You don't break anything. You're just going to break your teacher, but you're not going to break anything. You must overcome the intermolecular forces. So more or less energy is needed to overcome the stronger hydrogen bonds there. And then you're going to say higher boiling point. But let's say the question was about vapor pressure. So if the question was at vapor pressure, you're going to do exactly the same. But now you haven't completed your question. You're going to say here that boiling point is inversely proportional to vapor pressure. Unfortunately, there's no abbreviation symbols for that. So you have to write out the words. And therefore, you're going to say if it's a higher boiling point, it's going to be a lower vapor pressure. Okay, so you must continue your story. Boys and girls, this is a lot of writing work. So please make sure you have enough time. That's easy marks, but it's a lot of writing work. So you must catch up later on the time that you lost due to all this writing work there. Okay, now we can look at the questions. Just another word that they use. If they ask you to identify a trend, that means in a table, and you'll see there's a lot of tables on the paper that was handed out. If they ask a trend, then you must look at the table from top to bottom, and you say, when the chain length increases, the boiling point increases. You must look at the trend in the table. You can't say A has the smallest boiling point, B is a little bigger, and C is now the biggest one. We don't want to know that. And the same with, you can't tell us A has just one carbon, B has 2 carbons, and C has 3 carbons. What must I do with that? You must make the comparison for me. You can't just write A1, B2, and then I must make that deduction from that. I'm not allowed to do that. You must write me your conclusion about it. So trend means don't look at the single one, you look at the table as a whole. Okay, so let's see. Let's start. You will see all the questions that we have there that we copied is question number 3 because it is question number 3 in the paper. Okay, so let's look here on your table. It says the following. The boiling points of 4 organic compounds. Boys and girls, please read the information above the table because sometimes they tell you it is 4 different homologous series. And then you say, oh, but 2 of them are esters. They can't pick 2 of them esters if they're different homologous series. The boiling points of 4 organic compounds are shown in the table below. Okay, if you look at your table, before I read further, just go and look now what is in the table. There's COOH. That is your carboxylic acid. Okay, so I'm just identifying them in short. There's OH, that's an alcohol. And please, if it's OH, it's an alcohol. If it's HO, then it's an aldehyde. That's the difference between the two. But there's an alcohol. This one also OH alcohol. This one, oh, there in the middle COC, and the COC is a keto. Okay, so there you've identified them. So the same with question number 2. It was not part of the teaching today, but when you get question 2 on the name giving, when they also give you the table, first identify to which series they belong, and then you start with a question. It will be much easier. Okay, so now I'm not going to write all the definitions. So that's question 3. That was the Free State one. Okay, 3.1. You see there's the definition on boiling point. So please know your definition on boiling point. You can look through all the questions. That's the one asked mostly. It must start with the temperature. Okay, 3.2. Now they say compound C's boiling point is lower than that of B. Okay, boys and girls, the order in which the question is asked is important. You must compare C with B. Because if you compare B with C, then it's not lower anymore, then it's higher. So you must compare exactly in the order that they ask. So the main focus must be C. Compound C's boiling point is lower than that of B. Okay, so you see now they didn't put in a value for B. Fully explain. Okay, so what must you do? You must write structure. And you write the heading. You write structure. Okay, now please don't say now at structure, C is an alcohol as well as B. I don't want to know that. I want to know what is different between them. Okay, now boys and girls, it's very difficult for me to know what's going on there. I can't work with that. I like to draw it in structural formula form for me because otherwise it's difficult. So I'm just going to draw quickly there. CH3. Okay, now it is in brackets, a CH2 3 times. That means they were too lazy to write it out. So there's a CH2, a CH2, and a CH2. If it is a CH3 in brackets, then it's a methyl group. But now it's a CH2, so it's CH2, 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 and OH. Okay, I'm not going to put all the H's in now. It's just for my own sake now. Then it is CH3. Do you see the next one? There's a CH, and then there's a CH3 in brackets. That means it's my methyl group. So that thing, it's my methyl group. And then I have a CH2 and I have an OH. Okay, so now immediately if you see that, you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons in the longest chain, and this one only has 1, 2, 3. So it's about chain length. So it's not about they both alcohols. Yes, they both primary alcohols, so I can't write anything about hydrogen bonds because that's not what makes them different. So I want to know what makes them different from each other. Great, so I'm going to say here the structure, and now I must look from C to B. So I'm going to say B, sorry, C as a, it's about the methyl group, so it has a smaller surface area than B. Great, just that. There's 1 mark. So I got that. You see, it only counts 3 marks. I'm not going to write essays. So C has a smaller surface area than B. You must start with C because the question was asked like that. You can't start with B. Okay, so that's done. Now you're writing out intermolecular forces. You must write out the word, not just IMF. Okay, so now you're going to say, now it must differ. Now the problem is, because they're both primary alcohols, they both have the same strength hydrogen bonds. I don't want that. I'm interested about the chain length, and that is about London forces. But now it is again London forces and London forces. If they have the same forces, then you work out in the strength already in IMF. So I'm going to say C has weaker London forces than B's London forces. Don't leave out that last word. You must identify C, intermolecular forces, B, intermolecular forces. So you can't just stop there. Then they short something. Okay, so that's your intermolecular forces. So it's not about the hydrogen bonds now, because they equal in strength. It's the chain length that is the problem. So it is London forces. So I already worked in the weaker. And then I'm just going to say for the last one, energy. So that one, I put the strength there. Okay, because if they're the same, then you put in strength there. If they're different intermolecular forces, the strength goes with energy. Okay, so now I'm going to say less energy is needed to overcome, not break, to overcome the weaker London forces of C, lower boiling point. Okay, and there you got 3 marks. So it is 1, 2, 3 marks. You wrote 3 sentences. You wrote 3 sentences for the 3 marks. So please don't write us essays. We want it like bullet points underneath each other because that is how we are structured. Please don't write us essays. We just want the important information. Okay, so you got 3 marks. A lot of writing work, 3 marks. Now they say, consider compounds A, B, and D. A, B, and D. Now you see A is a carboxylic acid, B, alcohol, D, ketone. If they belong to different homologous series, you'll see the molar mass are the same, but they belong to different series. it is about the series then and not the chain length. Because usually you compare organic molecules with the same chain length. But if they belong to different homologous series, it's first homologous series and then chain length. Okay, now they ask you, compounds A, B, and D, predict the value of the boiling point of B in degrees Celsius to choose from the ones there. Okay, now you see carboxylic acid is 141, B I don't know, and D is 79. Carboxylic acids has 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule, so they must be the highest. So that means you can already cancel 145 because it can't be higher than 141. So do you see I make a cancellation already there? It can't be 145 because carboxylic acids is the strongest, so it can't be that one. Okay, there's luckily ketones from the 3 that must be there for a choice. The answer can't be less than D, so it can't be less than 79. Luckily, there wasn't a choice, otherwise I can cancel that one out. So now I must choose between the 2 that's left, but carboxylic acids, 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule, alcohols, just 1 hydrogen bond. So they can't be that close to each other. So that means 141 will also be out, and then it's just 117 left. So the answer there in 3.3.1 will be 117.7 degrees Celsius. Okay, 3.3.2. Fully explain your answer. Okay, now you see it counts 6 marks. And listen now, that means you must compare all 3 of them. 2 at a time. You can't just compare the total for them. So you must compare them. So you're going to start with structure. You see the same thing. So if I look at the structure, here I can say A, B, and D. A, it's a carboxylic acid. B was an alcohol. And D, it's a keto. So that's your structure that you must identify. So that's already your marks. So you must now fully explain everything. So there is your structure part. Now we must go with the intermolecular forces. So now because they belong to different homologous series, that means I don't have to talk about the London forces now. So I'm going to say now the intermolecular forces, written out the whole word, please. Okay, so again, I'm going to go to A. It is my carboxylic acid, so now I must write 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule. B is my alcohol, 1 hydrogen bond per molecule. And D, it's my ketone, it's swimming dipole forces. Okay, so if you get here, you already got 4 out of 6. Okay, you're almost done, 2/3 done. Okay, now the last one is energy and strength. So every time you write down your headings, now you will say, because now I must compare. So I will say more energy is needed to overcome the strongest hydrogen bonds. Now you don't have to say again the 2 per molecule because you already said it there at the top. To overcome the strongest hydrogen bonds in A, it is the highest boiling point. But I must answer the question. So that means no value above 141,1 degrees Celsius. Because now I must know what I must cancel. Then I will say between B and D, more energy is needed to overcome the stronger hydrogen bonds in B than the weaker dipole forces in D. Now almost done. No, I'm just going to write VP to save time for boiling point. No boiling point below 79,6 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now if I look, so that means the boiling point will be equal to 117,7 degrees Celsius to fit in the strength of the forces. Okay, so boys and girls, you will see I've written now almost a whole page to page and a half just to get my 6 marks. Okay, so it's very important. That is the way that you answer your question. That is the way every time I start with structure, intermolecular forces, energy, and strength. You can't just swap it. Then you confuse your teacher. Okay, so thank you, boys and girls, for today's lesson. I will be seeing you throughout the year. Sometimes when Mrs. Venter is not able to come, then I come. So I will see you again.